Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Hayden Adams with A Designer Who Codes. I want to talk about how to back up your Mac the right way. And I start by backing up my Mac with a principle of if you have to think about backing up your data, you're too late because you're never, ever going to do it on a consistent basis. I know because I've tried and I failed so many ways. That being said, I live by the mission statement that says, a good backup is one where you don't have to think about it. That is how I work on my Mac, and I've had multiple crashes that if I didn't have everything backed up 24/7, I'd be really in trouble. So I want to take you through how I back up my computer two ways because I believe you should have backups in two locations, one on-site and one off-site, because you never know what's going to happen on-site to your data, and to have an extra insurance policy virtually on some cloud. Let's start with the first way of backing up your Mac, and that's with Time Machine. Time Machine is one of the most fantastic tools Apple has built into the system. I've got a Time Machine hard drive here sitting on my desktop, and if we go up to the Apple menu, how you set this up is you're going to go up to System Preferences and right down to Time Machine. Now I have mine connected, but if you do not have yours, you'll want to select the disk. In this case, I have the Time Machine, 4 terabytes, and for also importance, I do have my information encrypted. That's really important because if someone were to take my data, they can't get into it. So it really protects the data on top of backing it up. Now here's the important part also. If I bring over disk utility, my computer right here is a 500 gigabyte data hard drive. Pretty good. It's 499.96 gigabytes. It's a great drive on this iMac. But I think about, well, I want a lot larger hard drive to store all my data in. So my Time Machine data is stored in a 4 terabyte drive. So far, I've only used 1.71 terabytes, and that's just going to take some time. The great part about this, with a large hard drive, Time Machine provides local snapshots as space permits. It also backs up hourly for the past 24 hours. It then does daily backups for the past month and weekly backups for all previous months. Again, I don't ever have to think about this. And that's what's so great about Time Machine, that it just runs. What's also great is your computer will, half the time when you plug a new hard drive in, it'll ask you if you want to use that hard drive as a Time Machine. It does take a little while for the first backup to happen, but the great part about it is that it just keeps backing up and backing up and backing up. Why is this really crucial to do? It's great because if you do crash, like I had one a few weeks ago, all I had to do was replug my hard drive in and restore all of my data, and boom, I was back in business. Because it's great to back things up, but it's another to get things restored back to normal. And within 1 day of my machine crashing, I was back up and running courtesy of Time Machine. The next way of backing up data for me is offsite. The hard drive here locally in my office is great, but I used to live in earthquake country, now I live in hurricane country. If a hurricane comes through or something happens where a tree leaf falls on my desk, maybe a dog runs through, there are a myriad of reasons why this hard drive can be ruined. It literally is a physically spinning disk. And if it goes down, I only have one backup here in person. And for me, I would like to have multiple backups. And I said before, one on-site and one off-site. I also wanted to show you something else. Inside this computer, I also have an archive hard drive and an archive hard drive backup part 2. This is a little old school where I'll copy and paste data because this is just archiving information. So as I pull information from my hard drive, I copy and paste to 2 drives, both archive hard drive and archive hard drive backup part 2. Yes, it's just a name for another drive I just put in there. Again, let's say everything here just crashed. Let's pretend a tree literally fell into my office and just smacked these drives. Well, now I have a plan B, and that is Backblaze. If I pull up Safari right here, Backblaze is what I've used for probably close to 6-7 years, and they are amazing. Why? Because they allow for unlimited data backup. Now, when I heard unlimited, I was like, you can't be serious. Well, if I pull open my overview page of Backblaze, it shows that I have 6.1 terabytes of data backed up. That is 9.7 million files, and that is awesome. What Backblaze allows me to also do is, let's say I just trash something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go find it. And for some reason, in a catastrophic environment, we lost the data through Time Machine, where the hard drive decided to crash at that very moment. Again, what I like about Backblaze, and I'll show it to you on your computer in 1 second, is I'm not thinking about the backup. The backup happens automatically. And what's great about Backblaze is you can download files for free. And if you have something catastrophic happen, you can request a USB hard drive sent to you. And what's great about it is they'll charge you $189, but you can send it back within 30 days for a full refund. So you can get all of your data back. It does take about a week for a lot of data, I found. I did have a crash years ago where I was actually moving data between 2 drives, and the inevitable happened and they both crashed on the same day. And with Backblaze, I requested a hard drive, and sure enough, they charged me, but then I sent it back and they refunded my deposit. You can simply come down here on Backblaze once you've installed it on your computer, and you can see a record of your data that you can literally click and download as you want to go. I look at it as more of a catastrophic piece, where if everything falls apart, this is my ultimate insurance backup on my computer. And it's really easy. If I pull up my little menu bar at the top, a little Backblaze preference runs in the background, and it'll tell you what's being backed up on your computer. In your settings, you can choose which hard drives you want backed up. So in my case, I have both the archive hard drive and of course my Macintosh hard drive backed up by default. And it'll also warn me if that drive hasn't been plugged in for 7 days. So let me know. It also has an online name, my iMac 2021-04-14, when I reset up my Backblaze. And when it does it, it just runs automatically in the background. That's the brilliant part about backing up. So I'm backed up as of today at 1:33 a.m. When I make changes or create projects, it'll automatically back up the files for me. How I use Backblaze is that once I sign up, that it does cost a little bit of money. It's not a crazy price, that it'll download some software on my computer, scan the entire hard drive, and sure enough, I've got an old archive HB, that's an old hard drive. And I have my archive hard drive sitting right here, and it shows me all of the folders that I have, whoa, I went too far up, associated with my computer. I also have my Macintosh hard drive with the users Hayden Adams and shared, and it literally has everything connected going on right here that's in my home folder. So it's a really invaluable tool where I could just click on a file somewhere in my documents or my movies or my music. So if I wanted this package.json file, don't know why I would, but let's just go with it. I can just continue with restore, and yep, I'm actually, I clicked the hard drive. No, let's not do that. Let's go to download for free. Let's try to restore this file, because again, it's one part to back it up. It's another part to get your data back. And both Time Machine and Backblaze make it so incredibly easy to use. I will provide a link down below in the description for Backblaze if you want to give it a try. I am not a paid sponsor. I am just one happy customer that uses Backblaze for my insurance policy. Both will work on your Mac on any version going back a couple versions back. The Backblaze will take longer because it's all based upon your internet speed in terms of uploading. So do be aware that this could take maybe a good month to do it. But the great part about it is that when you have it installed and when it's finished, everything is backed up. And over the course of time, I do have 6.1 terabytes of data backed up to Backblaze. And this is the two ways that I recommend the right way of backing up your Mac.